With all the bird chirping that's going on with this thing, I'm going to just get rid of this ESC and replace it with one of these. This is a Hobbywing rebrand ESC I've had sitting around for quite a while. So obviously it's a 6S one, you can tell just by the size. Hobbywing rebrand, you can get one of these from Hobao. These are waterproof brushless, 150 amp, waterproof, rebranded ESCs that pretty much is going to be a drop-in for this RC. If the motor can't handle what I'm planning on doing this thing, and it's not, I'll probably try 6S, but I already know this platform can handle 6S. But for the pure fact that this ESC is struggling with this platform, I get it. I get the whole thing, that it keeps costs down. It also keeps limiting the RC. Well, we're beyond that point right now. I don't need this thing to be limited because I already know what this thing is capable of. And we're gonna make it more capable for what I'm looking for. All right, so just taking this thing apart, right? I'm realizing a couple of things. Basically, what I'm realizing is this is almost like a combination of a Traxxas and an Arrma. How am I saying that? Because Arrma will get you into a vehicle at a lower cost, normally. Especially like if you're trying to compare models or whatever. Traxxas, there's an R word that I would love to use, but I can't, dude. I can't. But there's an R word that we used to use that was taken in a different way. But anyways, Traxxas they'll get you literally at the door. They charge you the money for the model, but what they're also doing, though, is they're providing lower cost on certain prices of items, like repair parts and stuff like that. So they're getting you at the big ticket when you first get the RC. Now, Arrma, they get you, well, at least, man, the Arrma's really messed up, dude. Arrma loves to devalue their products, number one. Earl brought that out. He was pissed because his whole basic Arrma fleet, when he was ready to get rid of them, Horizon decided to go ahead and do a fire sale on so many different Arrma vehicles that it devalued the cost or devalued the items that, an individual has. Like you buy a $1,000 RC, Arrma 6 months to a year later, all of a sudden now that thing is only $400. It's like, you're sitting there going, wow, they really R-worded me right now. Granted, Redcat had kind of a bad name in the beginning because of what they were doing. They're trying to really scratch and dig their way out of it. And while this is technically a rebranded RC in a way, it is but it isn't, this was a WAV racing platform. I'll say that all day. However, I've got to tell you that what Redcat did with these minor little changes refined what this is. And I think that's where Redcat is trying to, what they call it. I think there's a Cali word, flip the script. So I almost feel like Redcat is kind of doing that. Now, I've had this thing apart, several times just for cleaning, just for checking things because of what I'm doing to this thing. And I say several times, it's really not a huge amount. I'm realizing how modular things really are, that once you get to that point of where you had something apart like this, you start to realize it's a lot easier than you thought. There are a couple of things that I'm not liking. I opened up this thing and obviously inside of here was all wet, but that's my fault from washing the RC and cleaning it. It's the receiver itself, may be waterproof or water resistant or whatever. Does it actually say it on there? It actually doesn't say it, but this is the receiver that's in there. There is a thing there. I just, I don't know. I have to find out whether if this thing is water resistant or not. So there's a number you can check for yourself, but this is the receiver that is inside of this vehicle. Hey Google, is the R4C receiver waterproof from Redcat.
The R4C receiver itself is not waterproof, but Redcat does offer a waterproof receiver box that you can use to protect it from the elements. This is especially important if you plan on running your RC vehicle in wet conditions or through puddles.
So this obviously, this box was all wet. So I did dry it out, cleaned it out. It's not a waterproof box. I think I want to see if I can do something about that. I may see if I can, maybe if I can 3D print or figure out something else with this box. I don't know, man. I'm not sure, because I almost need this box. You know, I kind of guess I can't. There'd have to be a way to waterproof this, and the biggest issue is right there. That's a hole for the wires where water can get in. You can see, I don't know if you can see in there. See in there? You can see right through, right? Come on, dude. Right there. You can see there's the hole. So, I don't know, man. I'll see maybe if I can do something. That's kind of like where this box is. It's not the greatest design. You can see they originally were gonna do like some type of a seal, but yeah, I don't know. I could foam it. You could foam the hole that's up here with the wires go through, but too bad there wasn't like a bolt-on way of being able to seal it, kind of like how Traxxas does. And that's what Traxxas, man, really thinks about their SHI, man. They really do. But that's, we're not talking about Traxxas and Arrma. This is about Redcat. So I'm just cleaning this out. Maybe eventually I'll figure out a way to make use of the seal that they got there. It's so weird that they got the channel on there, but with the way this box is designed, it's not designed like that. It's just odd. That's a weird oddity. That being said, we are going to throw that thing in there. That's the whole point of that. That ESC is getting dumped in here. Yeah. But this is where we are. I don't even know why I started this. I think I was just talking about the price of things and realizing that this truck is actually really good. As long as you can get part support. This little stupid. So this actually has caused a little bit of binding. That's kind of a bummer. And what it is obviously it's this brace. It gets stuff in there, rocks and garbage, and really chews away at this drive shaft. So it's almost like it needs O-rings or something on each side to kind of go up against to hopefully prevent stuff from getting in there. Even like a sleeve would help, but almost feel like this needs to be redesigned a little bit better, because you do kind of need a chassis brace in the center. At least that's how they're doing it. So yeah, maybe I'll try running it without that. Well, you know what, it does get strength from this, so I don't know. That's one of the things you kind of got to suffer, is the issue that we're having right there. That's a lot of grinding, and I know for a fact that has caused a couple of times running at Diamond Dust, sand and stuff got in there and obviously binded that thing up. Because to chew that up, man, to chew that up the way that is, you know that had some pretty bad contact. So yeah. Dude, I didn't even finish my thought process. So Redcat is getting you into the RC at a lower cost or a cheaper price on some of them. And then even their parts are relatively inexpensive. So I checked out some parts, and parts for this thing are fairly inexpensive for what you're getting. Another thing, I never did anything about this stick tape. So out of the box, the stick tape had released. I just stuck it down, and through all the heat that we've had, the ESC is pretty well mounted to that box there. So just keep an eye on this ESC. Make sure that the stick tape that's in there, make sure that this thing is pressed down, because it's giving me a little bit of a fight trying to take that off. So we're going to take off the switch, take out the ESC, and then we're going to go ahead and plop that thing in there. We'll see how this goes.